Good afternoon, everybody. This is Danny Brown. Welcome to Globalization and Culture 1, Day 10. We only have 3 more days after today, and the third day is a test, so get ready. All right, today we're going to talk about holidays. I love holidays. Americans celebrate holidays really strongly, and one tradition is to have a tie. And so I have many ties. This is my Christmas tie. Okay, here is just a winter season tie. You can see with Snoopy and Charlie Brown. Here is an Easter tie, all right, to remember the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And I have other ties. This is not a holiday tie. This is a Tabasco tie. My brother-in-law used to sell used to sell ties, and this was a tie made by the Tabasco company. But we love to celebrate in many ways. Let's get started talking about American holidays. American holidays have been globalized across the world. Many people celebrate them, both from the tradition of Europe and the tradition of America. Together, we have influenced the global community to celebrate certain holidays. And many of you have celebrated them and you didn't know much about the American style of holiday, so let's talk about that today. All right, first thing we're going to do is talk about New Year's Day. Many of you are Asian, and in Asia, New Year's is very important. China has its own day in February, the Lunar New Year, and Japan uses the New Year of America and Europe. Let's talk about this. I'm going to tell you the holiday. I'll tell you what day it is celebrated, and I will tell you what we do, and show you some traditions. And finally, I will tell you the symbols of the holiday, and you need to know those symbols. All 4 of those: the name, what date is it celebrated, what do we do, and what are the symbols of the holiday. Let's get started with New Year's Day. Okay, New Year's Day is not such an important day in America. We do not feel it is truly a new year, but for us, it's just another day. It's not so important, but we like to celebrate and have fun. Why do we think it's not so important? Because we celebrate mostly in the fall, Halloween in October, Thanksgiving in November, and Christmas in December. And so when we get to January, we are tired. It's like, moi, I'm finished celebrating. So we don't really celebrate so much. We do not clean the house. We do not give money or presents. We do not think of good luck or bad luck at New Year's, okay? We do these things. Number 1, we make a New Year's resolution. That's a promise. I will do this year. For example, I will study a lot this year. I promise. Okay. The second thing we do is have a party. Many people do not have a party. Many people just go to bed. But parties are very popular. There's usually a lot of drinking, and yes. And number 3, we stay up till midnight. Many people go to bed and do not stay up till midnight, but many people do. And number 4, we count down at midnight. I think you do this too. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year. Okay, you do that? We sing a New Year's song. It's called Auld Lang Syne. Now, after this video, your one assignment is to go to Google Classroom and get this song. It's called Day 11 Auld Lang Syne song. And you're to study it. It has some Old English and it has a translation in modern English. And then you're to go to the YouTube where I tell you to go and listen to the song. And for your final test, you have to memorize this song. Usually we sing this together in the class. It's a lot of fun, but I'm sorry we cannot sing this together this year. Okay, sing the New Year's song, Auld Lang Syne. Auld Lang Syne is very famous in Japan, but the Japanese don't know what it is. They play it a lot, and when you hear it, you're going to go, oh, I know that song, and you didn't know what it meant, and now you'll know what it means. Every American can sing the first verse and chorus of Auld Lang Syne, and so for your final test, you must memorize the first verse and chorus of Auld Lang Syne and write it from memory. Okay. Number 6, we shoot fireworks. Now, American fireworks are not so big like Japanese fireworks. Japanese fireworks are much better. Sorry, America. We watch television, especially the Tournament of Roses parade. I'll show you a picture in a minute. Or we watch a football game and we eat black-eyed peas. What are black-eyed peas? Okay, these are the Tournament of Roses parade. Okay, very beautiful parade, famous every year. Expensive, beautiful. Okay, lovely. I just love this parade. It's so beautiful to watch. Okay. It's 2010, a cut above the rest. Wells Fargo, you can see this is an advertisement. Wells Fargo is a famous bank, but they've gotten into a lot of trouble in the last 2 years. All right, watch the football game. Wow, it's a powerful game, powerful football game. Black-eyed peas. Now, black-eyed peas, why do we eat black-eyed peas? Are they good luck? Not really, but okay. These are black-eyed peas. Here's a close picture, okay? And black-eyed peas during the Civil War, sometimes the Civil War is the war of the North and the South in America in the 1800s. Sometimes people only had black-eyed peas to eat. Now, the black-eyed peas was animal food. It was animal food. But they thought, oh, at least I have something to eat. And so they felt lucky to eat the black-eyed peas. So now we eat them for good luck. But honestly, most Americans don't believe in luck. It's just an old custom to eat black-eyed peas, okay? What are the symbols of New Year's Day? It's a baby with a hat, an old man's hat on, and usually a banner across across your shirt. It says New Year's, okay? That is the symbol of New Year's. Okay, and you'll see that symbol on cards, in posters, on windows, in different places. Remember this symbol, write this down, okay. New Year's is January 1st, or the eve of December 31st. December 31st, the eve. Okay, next, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Martin Luther King Jr. was a famous man, and he did a lot of good for our country. The blacks even now have trouble in America, but at that time, in his day, it was even worse. He helped the black people to get equal rights. He helped all minorities to get equal rights. The blacks could not get good jobs. They could not, listen, they could not eat at restaurants or go to the restroom with the whites. They only could go to black restaurants or black restrooms. They could not eat or go to the bathroom with the white people. Very terrible thing. And so there were not only special restrooms and restaurants, but schools for the black children. This is an example. On the left, it says white, and the white people got this one. On the left, it says colored. Colored meant for black people, okay? Kokujin is black, and Hakujin is white. And so they had to have the worst one, and the white ones got the best one, all right? So what do we do on this day? Schools teach about Martin Luther King Day. on this date. Otherwise, we have no tradition. Okay, Martin Luther King Day, by the way, is the third Monday of January every year. Always the third Monday of January. So the date changes every year. All right. Now the next we have is Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is always February the 2nd. Okay. Groundhog Day is a very strange day. It's a day when we think about the weather. Okay. That's the meaning of Groundhog Day. We think about the weather. There is a groundhog. It's a little animal that lives in the ground. And when it comes out of its hole on February 2nd, we watch it. And the news camera watches it. And it comes out of its hole. And when it comes out of the hole in the ground, you see, if his shadow appears, okay, that's important. Does the shadow appear when he comes out, or is there no shadow? Sometimes there's no shadow. If it is a cloudy day, the groundhog cannot see his shadow, so spring weather will soon be warm and he is happy. But if it is sunny and he sees his shadow, spring will be cold, so he will go back into his home for another 6 weeks. And we always see that on the news, that every year the news will show the groundhog. We have no other traditions on this day. We just watch the news. Most people don't really believe that the groundhog can tell us the weather. All right, so no traditions. February 2nd, we think about the weather. Now the next one is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, do you know what day it is? Okay, Valentine's Day is February 14th. That's right, it's always February 14th. Now what happened on February 14th? Well, Valentine is called Saint Valentine. Saint is someone in the Catholic Church who is considered a very high level Christian, okay? And Saint Valentine, he helped young couples to get married when the Emperor of Rome tried to stop young men from marrying. Okay, that's why it's about romantic love, the Valentine's Day. Why did he do that? Well, first, the Emperor of Rome stopped young men from marrying because he wanted the young men to be in his army, the Roman army, yes, sir. And they had to fight and they had to kill, and they can't be married and go off to war. So he wanted the young men to stay unmarried. But the man Valentine, Saint Valentine, thought that's very bad. He was a church leader, a pastor. And as a pastor, he said, that's wrong. Young men need to get married. And he helped many men and women secretly get married. He would sneak them into the church and say, come on, we'll get married. And he would marry them. But by the way, in the West, in America, in Europe, preachers, the church leaders, have power to marry people. You don't go to the city office to get married. You go to the city office and you get a paper, but you're not married. The preacher helps you get married. So he had a lot of power. It was very important for him to help these young couples to get married. But the emperor was angry and he put Valentine in jail, in prison. And so Valentine wrote a letter to his daughter. Dear daughter, I'm doing well. Don't worry about me. Love, your Valentine. Now it becomes a tradition for people to write a love note or a card, a Valentine card, and on there to say, I love you. And many times it says, I am your Valentine. And that's where it came from. So what do couples do? All couples give cards. All couples, every couple. About 1 billion cards are sent in the world on Valentine's Day. See, this is truly globalization. It has grown all over the world, Japan, Asia, Europe, America. Two, men give wives and girlfriends flowers, candy, and a gift. Okay, do I do that? I always give flowers. I always give candy, always. Do I get a gift? Not always, because I give a gift to my wife at Christmas, her birthday, our wedding anniversary, okay? But I give flowers and candy. Women also give gifts, not flowers. Women do not give flowers, but maybe candy. Now, when we say candy, we mean chocolate. In Japanese culture, chocolate is not candy, but in American culture, chocolate is part of candy, so we give chocolates. Men spend twice as much money as women. That is not prejudice, that is just a financial fact. Men spend more for the women. Children have a Valentine's Day party at school. They give each other cards. They make usually a box, like a mailbox, and they make pictures and hearts all over it, make it look pretty. And notice there's a hole right here where you can put your mail, okay? And then all of the children get a card like this, mini cards, one card for each child in the class. And they write their name and say, love Danny. Or if their name's Tom, they will say, Happy Valentine's, love Tom. And they give it to every boy and girl, even if they're a boy, they give it to all the boys and all the girls. And they eat candy and they have a party. This is traditional. Every year, every school always has a Valentine's party. What are the symbols of Valentine's? The symbols of Valentine's are hearts, cards given to each other. Oh, excuse me, I don't see it. I don't see my, oh, by the way, there's no white day. There's no white day in America, no white day. Let me go back to the symbols. Okay, there it is, hearts, and there's a tie. That's a Valentine's Day tie. Cupid is the old Greek god of love. Roses, always a symbol of Valentine. And love notes. Love notes are a symbol of Valentine. All right. The next is President's Day. Now, President's Day is always the third Monday of February. Okay, remember that. The third Monday of February. Can you remember? Okay. Now, it started with Abraham Lincoln and with George Washington. This is a picture of George Washington. Abraham Lincoln and George Washington had two different birthdays, and we love both presidents, but it was too many presidents. So we put them together in one birthday, President's Day, and it's the third Monday of February. All right, what do we do to celebrate President's Day? We have no special traditions. Only in school, they put up the picture of the president and the children learn about Abraham Lincoln or George Washington or some other president. The symbol is this picture here. This is a picture of George Washington, our first president, and that is the symbol. Okay. Now the next one is St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is celebrated, remember, March 17. March 17. Every year, it's always the same date, March 17. Okay, what is the meaning of St. Patrick's Day? We remember a famous preacher named St. Patrick. We remember a famous preacher named St. Patrick. So vernal equinox is like Setsubun, or excuse me, no, Shunbun no Hi. And we really don't do much to celebrate. All right, it's the beginning, however, the beginning of spring. And that is March 20th. March 20th. All right, April's Fool's Day. This is a fun day. Fun, fun, fun. April's Fool is on April 1st. April 1st. Remember, first day of April, always. This is a day when friends play a joke by telling a lie. After the other person believes your lie, you say, April Fool. Okay, that may sound strange to you. Nobody knows, why did it begin? How did we begin April Fool's Day? We don't know. Let me show you some examples, okay, of some famous jokes that people played on April Fool's Day. Okay, first of all, it's very common for the family and friends to call someone and say, oh, your brother just won $1 million and it's amazing, okay? And so then you like, oh, he won $1 million. And then you say, April Fools. Or a child will say, Mom, there's a spider on your head, hold still. And the mother goes, ah! And then the child says, April Fools. And so on April Fools, April 1st, you have to be careful because people will trick you. Damasu is to trick. You will be tricked. And here are some famous April Fool's jokes. Okay, famous April Fool's jokes. A radio station in Dallas, Texas. I used to live in Texas. They reported on April Fool's Day that elephants had escaped from the zoo and the elephants were running down the street in downtown Dallas. Be careful on Main and Elm. And I lived there and I said, oh, I know Main and Elm Street. I drive on those streets. Oh, how terrible, elephants. And then suddenly on the radio, it went, wah, 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 wah. And everyone knew and they laughed because it was April Fool's Day and it was a joke. The Tower of Pizza. Do you know the famous leaning Tower of Pizza? It's in Pisa, in Italy. It's a tower and it's not straight, it leans, okay? And one famous April Fool joke, they announced that in the 1950s, they announced the Tower of Pisa had fallen over and many shocked people contacted the station. Spaghetti trees, that's a lot of fun. BBC television program ran a famous hoax. A hoax is a joke in 1957 showing the Swiss harvesting spaghetti trees. They showed them picking, they showed families picking spaghetti from the trees and serving it to the family, which is a joke. It's very funny. And many people believed it. They really believed it. Honestly, I usually show that video, but I don't have a way to show that right now. Smell-O-Vision in 1965, BBC News channel said they were trying a new technology in which they could send smells to the television, and they called it Smell-O-Vision. And they said you could smell the TV show. And many people believed it, and it was a joke. It's not true. Metric time. Many countries taught their people that they're going to change time to a system that has, instead of 12 hours, it has 10 hours in the day. And finally, left-handed hamburgers. In 1998, Burger King ran an advertisement in the paper. They said they had hamburgers for people who were left-handed, so it would be easier to eat than the right-handed hamburgers. Well, hamburgers are round. They're completely the same for the left or the right hand. So that's baka, that's silly. But many people believed it. They went to Burger King restaurant and said, please give me the left-handed hamburger because I'm left-handed. Those are examples of April Fool's jokes. Okay, what are the symbols of April Fools? There are no symbols for April Fools, no symbols, okay? Okay. All right, let's continue just a minute. Next, we're going to study Easter. What is the meaning of Easter? Easter, first of all, Easter is a very difficult, I'm going to write this down for you on this PowerPoint. It says Easter is the first Sunday. This is the date of Easter, the first Sunday after the first full moon in spring. Okay, the first Sunday after the first full moon in spring. That is Easter. And it is, what is Easter? Easter is the day that we remember that Jesus came alive after he died. I will explain. He was dead for 3 days. All right. Now, the two most important holidays are Christmas and Easter. Those are the two most important holidays for the church. And Christmas is a time that Jesus was born, but Easter is greater than Christmas. Here it is. On Friday, listen, Friday, Jesus was killed on a cross. He was dead Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But Sunday morning, Jesus came alive again. Yomi gaerareta. Okay? Here are here's what happened. Number one. Okay, take a note. Number one, Jesus said, I will die. He had 12 followers, 12 apostles. And he told them, I will die. And after 3 days, I will rise again from the dead. He told them this. And they were shocked. They're like, what are you talking about? Number two, they captured Jesus and they whipped him. Muchi is whip. They whipped him and he died on a cross. Okay? He died on a cross. He died on Friday. And then they put Jesus, this is point 3, they put Jesus' body in a tomb. Okay? In a tomb, like that. And they closed the door of the tomb, a big rock. They closed it. Now, number 5, suddenly the women, oh, there it is again. They closed the tomb. Okay. Suddenly the women came to see the tomb and they saw 2 angels. The angels said, Jesus has risen from the dead. And the women were shocked that the angel told them that and that they saw an angel. Now, point 6, there's no picture here. The women, there were 12 apostles, but one of the apostles turned against Jesus. His name was Judas. He was a bad guy. He turned against Jesus. So there were 11 apostles left. And the women told the 11 apostles, Jesus is alive. But they thought the women were crazy. That's point 6. Point 7. The apostles ran to the tomb and they looked inside and the tomb was empty. And they were shocked that it was empty. Point 8. Then Jesus came and showed himself to all the apostles. He said, look where I was put on the cross. Look where I was cut. Look where the spear went into my side before I died. And they touched him. He was not a ghost. He was a living body and he ate food. That's point 8. Point 9, finally, Jesus went up to heaven. Jesus said, I will come back one day in the same way. Now, Jesus' death is important because this is the basics of Christianity. Jesus died in our place. We have to die for our sins, okay? All humans have sins. We do bad things, selfish, angry, we hurt people, we lie, we steal, we do many bad things. Sexual lust toward people when we're not married, a lot of bad things. And we have to die. That's God's rule. That's why he created us and we die. Jesus said, I will go on the cross. I have no sin. Jesus has no sin. He died on the cross. He said, I will die in your place. I will take your punishment. And Jesus died as a punishment for us. If you believe in Jesus, his punishment washes your sins away. He took your death. Then he rose from the dead. And if you believe in Jesus, he washes your sins away, and you will rise from the dead one day, and you will live forever. But according to the teachings of Jesus, not everybody goes to heaven. Only those people whom Jesus forgives can go to heaven. Jesus died on the cross because he loves you. He loves you very much. Now, one thing I'm going to have you to do today, I'm going to have you do two things after this lecture, is listen to a song by David Crowder Band, and it's called Thank You for Loving Me. It says, thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for finding me. This is thanking Jesus. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for healing me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for saving me. It's a song for Jesus. You're going to love it. It's beautiful. And it has many pictures of Jesus' life, okay? And I hope you can enjoy that. All right, you can watch that after this video. All right, so what do we do at Easter time? At Easter time, many people go to church. And when you go to church, you should dress very nicely, especially on Easter. Some people buy a new dress or new clothes to wear for Easter. Many people think about spring and new life. Let me get that off. Many people think about spring and new life. And so you often, here's a play. Here's a play. Often people have a play on Easter at church, a play, and they act out Jesus' death and his resurrection, all right? And there's the angel saying, he is not dead, he is alive, all right? Many people like eggs, so they think about new life at spring. It's springtime, and eggs mean new life, so we see eggs a lot. The children often color the eggs, make them very beautiful, boil them in hot water, and then dip them in water and color. Some people in some countries make them very, very expensive and nice, okay? And usually the fathers buy a basket for the children, and they put this plastic grass, green grass or pink grass, inside the basket. Why? To protect the eggs, because they're real eggs and they break. And they give the basket to their children. And the children walk outside. The adults hide the eggs behind a tree, under a rock, around the corner. And the children go and look for the eggs and try to find as many eggs as they can. It's fun. And it's called an Easter egg hunt. Easter egg hunt. Now, when you have little children, very little children, they can't find Easter eggs. So you have to put the eggs where they can see them. Do you see these eggs here? Here's an egg, here's an egg. These are 3 and 4 years old. They can't find anything. So we have to put them out in the open. But now for these children, they don't have an Easter basket. Why? They don't have enough money, or their parents just didn't buy them a basket. So they're using any basket they can. Okay. Sometimes instead of real eggs, we use plastic eggs, and sometimes people put candy inside the plastic eggs and then hide them for the Easter hunt. Okay. I'm going to show you an Easter egg video in just a minute here. All right, here's a nice fun video for Easter.
Get up!
Hey, I wonder what that is. I wonder what's going on here. I wonder what that thing is. What's that stuff? Look at it, it's bubbling. It's bubbly. Hey, whoa, where's Steve going? Hey, what are you doing? Ow, ow, my eye. Ow, 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 stop.
Oh, look at him. Look at him, he looks so silly.
Hey, Steve, pink's a great color on you there, buddy. Shut up, Larry. Ah, Steve.
Okay, that's a lot of fun. There you go. All right. Now, Easter, you see this basket here. Parents who have a lot of money, they buy these big, expensive baskets and they fill them with stuffed animals. Nirikurumi is a stuffed animal with candy, chocolate bunnies, many, many chocolate bunnies, and jelly beans. Jelly beans are very popular, and all kinds of candy. And the children wake up and they see these gifts. But the parents don't say, I gave it to you. Many parents say, the Easter bunny came when you were asleep. A bunny is a rabbit, usagi. Easter bunny, Easter usagi. The Easter rabbit came while you were asleep, and he put this basket for you. Now, my parents did not teach me about the Easter basket. Okay, here, some parents put an Easter basket in the child's room while the child is sleeping. Then they tell the child, the Easter bunny brought the basket while you were sleeping. My parents did not teach me this. Why? One, my parents did not want competition between Jesus and the Easter bunny, okay? Two, Easter bunny is not real. It's a lie. And as a Christian, my parents just don't want to lie to their children. But many parents tell their children there's an Easter bunny. Okay, so the Easter bunny, let's see. Also, people decorate the churches with the Easter lily. Lily is a type of flower. This is the Easter lily. Symbols of Easter. The cross. That's where Jesus died. The empty tomb. That's because Jesus rose from the dead. I truly believe this. He's the Son of God and rose from the dead. 3, colored eggs. That's a symbol. 4, baby chicken because of new life. 5, the Easter bunny. And 6, the Easter lily. Okay, those are the symbols of Easter. I love Easter. I love Jesus. We're going to continue next week. You can see behind me the Christmas decorations. Christmas is a really big and exciting holiday. I hope you can enjoy next week's too. So you know what to do next. You need to watch a video from David Crowder called Jesus. Thank you for loving me. It's very beautiful and it shows the life of Jesus. Secondly, you need to listen to the video Auld Lang Syne, day 10, Auld Lang Syne. There's a paper. You need to study the paper from Google Classroom, listen to the video that's on the paper, click it and listen to it, and then send that paper, day 10, Auld Lang Syne, to me. And finally, there's a short quiz at the end of class, a very short quiz, and I hope you can enjoy that quiz. Okay, thank you, everyone. Goodbye.